This is the W2 report with Sanji Himura. Here's Sanji.
Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting episode of the W2 Report. I am your host Sanji Himura. Today we take a look at the news without the echo chamber. But before we proceed any further, let us go over the ground rules with Lord Crocker Squirrel.
Rule 1, being up the dick. Rule 2, if you are being the dick, please refer to rule number 1.
Please do not go after anybody we talk about, or else we will disavow any knowledge of your existence. Alright, bringing up the rear, we have Mr. Lindgren. Who's...
Yeah, sorry, I'm just
apparently
still recovering.
Apologies for not getting an episode out on Tuesday. I spent way too long at the dentist, and I was still apparently doped up when I got home.
You got home when? When was this thing?
When was dentist? Dentist started at 9 a.m. and it went until 1 o'clock Central Time.
Yes, that's right, folks. Sanji misses the joke.
Yes, he did. Well, we have a trio of news stories to cover today, but let's go right into the first. Let's go right into the first top story, which is the Escape from Tarkov IGN review.
Oh, jeez.
Now we have a couple of issues with the Escape from Tarkov review. Least of all, the person who wrote the review in the first place.
Okay. You want to tell me who?
It's written by a fellow by the name of Travis Northup.
Ah, good old Travis. Always count on him to work things up. You can.
Yeah, but he claims he played Escape from Tarkov for the first time in 2018, which I find that very hard to believe.
Do we have the original release date for that?
Let's see here. Let me find the mouse. It was released in closed alpha in 2016.
And he said he played it when 18?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's at least plausible. But he would have been playing a very screwed up version of it.
Right.
Like Super Mega Alpha.
Right.
When did it get an official full release? There's the other question.
It got an official release in 2025.
Okay. So
just a few weeks ago, actually, now that I think about it.
So this game spent, 9 years in development hell?
Yeah.
It's not Duke. We're not talking about Duke Nukem,
Forever.
DNF. Did not the old dude did not finish joke?
Yeah.
As we love our names, don't we?
Granted, it's like it was actually a mix of just early access and development hell. Because even in early access, yeah, it was screwed up, but it was still playable.
Right.
you know what? Honestly, why did you just say the same thing twice? Seriously. Early access is for games that are still being developed. Therefore,
Yeah, but it wasn't quite the standard development hell of they don't know what they're doing, so they scrap the whole thing and start over.
Now, you may notice on your screen that I have a little tiny little bit highlighted in the article. But first, let's go over the preamble. When I played Escape from Tarkov for the first time in 2018, I remember being captivated by its obtuse, insanely challenging structure. Like PUBG was to the pub battle royale genre, this promising prototype of what would go on to be called an extraction shooter had so many unique elements going for it, even if it was sometimes completely broken for its early access state. Now, all these years later, it is finally hitting 1.0, and it's pretty shocking how much has changed while it simultaneously remains exactly as exasperating as I remember it. The hands-off approach to onboarding that forces newcomers to beat their heads against its unforgiving mechanics for dozens of hours before claiming even a single victory captures the same relentless challenge I've always adored, while other frustrations like its continued bugs, poor technical performance, and inability to address abundance of cheaters remains disappointingly worse than ever. After over 120 hours with the 1.0 version, there's still something utterly compelling about the hyper-realistic combat simulation and the never-ending loot treadmill that it puts you on, but I can't help but feel its progenitor may have left in the dust of the genre it spawned.
question:
Yes.
Is it me, or is that sort of grind thing just not a good idea? I mean, yeah, I get it. Some people like the grind. I also get that it's not always a selling point.
No.
And he is now advertising it as a selling point.
Uh-huh.
What is up? What is up with this guy?
I don't know.
Actually, I think I do know. He loves to be habitual.
Mm-hmm.
You know, on the level of, oh, I don't know, a crackhound.
Mm-hmm. Now, this
Which is
100...
still, that's
Yeah,
not
go
a
ahead.
good thing. That's not a good thing. Especially if you've got things that are being sold.
Now, this 120 hours bit
Yeah, that's
is
a bit much.
yeah, it's a bit much for a review. And I think that's what tipped YouTuber One Peg off on how many lies can this one review tell.
A lot.
Apparently, a lot, because according to his post, um, his X post on X, he says he claims in the review he spent 10 hours in PvP and then quit to play PvE due to cheaters. Nope. He spent about 30 minutes, maybe. 2 raids total. The first raid is a tutorial mission where you cannot die. The second raid he recorded for the video review and died to an extract camper that had said this one person was cheating and quit to play PvE Tarkov.
do know that we can look that anybody could look this guy up and see how much time he's actually got in the game.
Yes, which one peg has actually already done.
Oh, goody! That means I don't have to.
Yeah. Ty Guy Harris, Travis, 2 raids, roughly 30 minutes. 52 hours in the game.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like 52 is a much smaller number than 120.
Oh, it gets worse.
Isn't this game also like on one of those situations where you have to have a constant internet connection?
Yes.
Okay.
It gets even worse than that. If we take a look at his PvE performance, he has 97 raids on PvE.
Okay.
That does not add up to 52 hours. Regardless of what he thinks.
I'm thinking he spent a lot of time in the lobby. 15 minutes
yeah.
a pop, that's 2 days.
Hmm.
2 days and some change. If you don't sleep.
What I think happened is he went to his stash, which is his inventory, idled for roughly 20 hours or so.
Maybe 30.
20 hours. I'm being generous. I'm being generous with the numbers here.
Ah, okay. You're intentionally doing math wrong. Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm intentionally doing math wrong just to avoid a lawsuit.
Not even that. Just to give him merely to give him the benefit of the doubt. Because that's exactly what you're doing. You're doing math wrong in order to in order to give him a fighting chance, which he's not going to take you up on.
No, he's not.
He's even level 14. That means he shot like 3 people. So where are we going with this, aside from his cherished viewer integrity is toast?
Okay, so he spent roughly. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So if this guy can't be honest with himself, how can he be honest with us, the consumer?
An outstanding question. One that deserves an answer that we're not going to get. Just not.
No. Oh, by the way, this is the person that killed him. 827 hours in the game. Not a cheater. By any stretch of the imagination.
265 raids plus?
Mm-hmm.
At least that's the number I can read.
So somebody who has actually played the game.
Yes.
I mean, Tarkov does have its problems. Yes, we can all agree on that.
Yes,
but intentionally misrepresent.
The PvP is unbalanced, of course, because of course it is.
But intentionally misrepresenting the state of the game to give a bad score, that's just not it, Chief.
Did what was his final score?
6.
6? That's not a bad score. That's somewhat slightly above average. Well, okay, that's just the way I look at it. because 5 should be the average
Right.
because it's absolutely the middle. Four
But
and a half to 5.5 is pretty much as expected.
if the reviewer cannot be honest with himself, how can he be honest with others? That's my deal. Speaking of being honest, we have one of the most bizarre situations. It's 10 seconds.
This is the W2 report with Sanji Homura. Here's Sanji.
All right. So we have Team Kill Media back in the news today.
Oh boy. Yippee.
Code Violet went gold this last week, but unfortunately they had to delay it again in a certified bruh release moment. Excuse me. The last time Team Kill Media made the news, they DMCA struck Dreamcast guy over his review of oh Christ, what was that game?
I don't remember actually.
No one remembers, just whatever game they have put out last time.
Well, you know what is and the thing I remember about that is that they said that it can't be fair use because it wasn't fair to them or their game. See, that's not the way this works. That's James Romine's
Logic.
layer of logic. Yeah. We don't think you gave it a fair shake. I rated I rated the Slaughtering Grounds at 1.5. I'd have gone less, but my standard is that it actually turned up and you could start it without it crashing 25 times with by only pushing the fucking play button once. It did those things, and therefore it got a 1.5. Because I could not justify it to myself, even giving it a 2.
Yeah.
Mind you, I don't usually go in for scores.
No.
Kind of hard to boil a nuanced opinion down into down into basic maths.
Well, the story goes from Team Kill Media's own Twitter page. Code Violet's gone gold, and they put out the final polish ahead of release. However, they screwed up in terms of unlocking entitlements for the deluxe and pre-order editions.
Uh-oh. That's
Yeah.
going to make people unhappy.
Yeah, that's not going to make people unhappy. So, faced with a tough call, they could delay the launch by months so they can resolve those issues, or pivot to a single standard edition that bundles all the bonuses together.
Neither of which is going to make the people that spent the extra happy. And by the by, you're not. Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
That's just all kinds of wrong.
Yeah, so guess which option they did?
They should be able to. The thing is, they should actually be able to fix it in a day or two.
Well,
They really should.
Well, they decided to refund the pre-order, the difference between the standard edition and the bonuses,
And then give everybody the bonuses.
and then give everybody the bonuses anyway.
Well, it could be dumber.
Well, it could have
Well-
gone worse.
Kudos to them for that, at least.
They could have done. They could have done worse. They could have said "fuck you" and give everybody the bonuses anyway.
Well, as long as they did something like not idiotic, and put the and get all the shit and get all their shit together the other way. I can't imagine how anybody would have been too upset.
Right.
Although I'd be interested to see how much because they did right by they at least I give them props. They at least tried to do right by everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
By everybody. Not something I would have expected from Team Kill, but fuck it. We'll go. We'll give them some credit.
Yeah, we'll roll with it.
A little bit. Not all that. Not too much, but a little bit. Getting it fixed should have been easy enough in just a couple of days, though. So you're not getting 100%.
You're getting a half credit there, Team Kill Media. Half credit.
But yeah, that was kind of silly. I mean, maybe check your shit before you go live.
Well, they went gold. They didn't actually go live yet. There is a difference there, Squirrel.
Not by enough, but not by enough. At least not according to the people that that do those.
Right.
So I can still hold them to that standard.
Yeah.
In fact, I'd be stupid not to.
Well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well. Yeah. No one would fault you, Squirrel.
Okay. So what else we got on this thing?
Well, we'll find out in about 10 seconds.
This is the W2 Report with Sanji Homura. Here's Sanji.
Well, Netflix considers Warner Brothers games to be pretty much worthless.
Be fair, a lot of their games have been worthless, but they've been doing pretty well the last couple. They've been doing pretty well the last couple of years.
Well, their entire gaming division behind Hogwarts Legacy and the Arkham franchise wasn't even factored into the price of Netflix's bid of Warner Brothers.
Well, see, there's a reason. There's a reason for that, especially Hogwarts Legacy, because if they want to transfer the rights to the combined company, they have to go through J.K. Rowling, and they don't want to.
Well, let's hold on. Let's hold on for a second. The news that Netflix is trying to buy Warner Brothers didn't ever look like it would be good news for game players. But a recent investor call by the streamer suggests that they're a whole lot worse than they were previously imagined. Netflix co-CEO Gregory Peters told investors that when it came to Warner Brothers' gaming division, it didn't even factor into the $83 billion deal. It was apparently considered to add nothing to the company's overall value because they were excuse me, relatively minor compared to the grand scheme of things.
Relatively minor. The best received games, hell, it even outsold COD Blobs.
Mm-hmm.
that year.
Yeah.
Mind you, it wouldn't have done nearly as well had people not decided they wanted
They wanted to cancel
they
J.K.
wanted
Rowling.
to demand a boycott.
Mm-hmm.
And they're already and since they learned it, Hogwarts 2
Mm-hmm.
is on the move. Yeah, they've been calling for another boycott.
Yeah, just check out how well that first one worked out so well for them.
Yeah, no, they made 10 times the money, I think. Certainly they got a lot more sales than they would have otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe not call if you wanted to not do well, maybe not scream for a boycott. And maybe then it flies under the radar because I didn't know anything about it until that started. I didn't know I might have even wanted it, but as soon as that shit started up, I really did want it.
Now, let me ask you this, Squirrel. Now that you played the first one, would you be excited for the second one?
Not necessarily excited. I try not to do that. But would I buy it just to see how much I can whittle on it? Yes, I'd buy it.
Okay,
I'd buy
fair
that.
enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I review games. I review games on the site. So yeah,
Mm.
this is I kind of want to see how this. I kind of want to see how some of these things work, and whether or not the naysayers are right or wrong or whatever. This is the best game ever. No, it wasn't. Fucking balls.
Now, it's important to put that perspective into context. Netflix has spent years trying to work out how to make money through video games. Only they failed and failed and failed and failed again. And
Yep. Fail, and fail some more. Yay.
It seems they have the Amazon problem,
yeah,
which is they know what to do with uninteractive media, but not what to do with interactive media.
You don't know what you can't do things. Hey, I do not. You can't do things first. I do not think it means what you think it means.
yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah. It all boils down to is will 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 Warner Brothers games survive the 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 takeover by Netflix?
WP games will probably survive in some form. My little brain says that they could, and probably should, spin it off into its own company and let it just and leave it to die.
Best case scenario, WB Games gets sold to the Saudi Arabian owners of EA Games.
I'm not sure the SEC would go for it. Not bad anyway.
But the more you know.
As they've got right now, they've got way too much in terms of like usable IP to make it just go away.
Yeah. Yeah, but the more you know, and knowing is half the battle. The thing about Warner Brothers and their lack of understanding. The thing about Netflix and their lack of understanding of video games is that they don't want to be tied to a subscription service. They want to be able to buy and play and then get off of it. If that makes any weird sense.
I don't know. Netflix has been doing the you can see this once or twice as long as you pay your taxes.
Yeah. Yeah. They want to be able to pay once, play as long as they want, and then get off of it.
And then and then push it out to the side. Yeah, no, I do that with lots of games, and it would not go well. I don't think it would go very well. I don't think it would go over very well. Not with the vast majority of gamers.
No, if the subscription service is there.
Well, if they go strict, if they go strict subscriptions for WB games, they're going to wind up in the same position as
Microsoft.
No, not Microsoft. That thing that Gurgle tried a while back.
Oh, Stadia.
Stadia, that's the word I was looking for. It's gonna end up just like Stadia, because they don't have the games.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have to find a way to out-purchase Microsoft.
Which is impossible at this point.
Not impossible. It'd be very difficult. I'm surprised Elon Musk hasn't just written them a fucking check. Yeah, I'm expecting them to spin off the games division, and then do everything, else, and then do the other things.
I fully expect that Warner Brothers Games is going to be bought out with Warner Brothers themselves, but I fully expect that Warner Brothers Games is going to be kept on a very tight leash.
You think they're going to go the leash? You think they're going to go the leash route?
Yeah, they have to.
Well, actually, they don't, but they might. Either that, or they restrict the number of IPs down to the ones they have licenses for and have proven successful as far.
Yeah.
Which means, ladies and gentlemen, we will likely see Hogwarts 2, and J.K. Rowling get bugged for another one.
Well,
I don't think they can go too much further back in the past from Hogwarts 1, but
you never know.
They may find a way, and it'd be a pain in the ass. It would be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, you never know. You never know at this point.
Well, they have a whole canon there behind the original Hogwarts Legacy. If they go back far enough, they're still going to have this issue, and they can't use. And that would mean they can't use the same plot, like at all. If they go backwards in time, because we already have. Wow, this was one of my ancestors. Holy shit! But people would have known more about the ancient magic. They would have known more than they did, apparently. Where only a handful of people had even any idea for the first Hogwarts Legacy. We're talking and then we're talking about the 1890s.
Right.
So yeah, going back in time would mean a a distant sort of situation, and or trips through the tropic of reboot fuckabouts, which
Yeah.
a lot of people get pissed off at. Pretty much guaranteed to rustle enough jimmies to make things useful for any purpose. Watch the number of watch the number of the sales numbers go completely off the rails. I mean, the first game was competent, at least technologically.
Mhm. Well, kind of hate to leave this here, but I gotta have to. Anyway, I have been Sanji Imura. Thank you for watching the W2 Report. Next week, we go behind the Echo Chamber and the DEI playbook.
Oh dear, that's right. We still have to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we go the secrets behind the DEI playbook next week on the W2 Report. But until then, beware, the tax man cometh.
Hello, folks. This is Morgan Freeman. This concludes our broadcast day. I'm Morgan Freeman. Good night.